It's my family.
Exactly.
This is home. Ew, chicken and ew, mutton. But why do you have to do this?
Because there's adab in Urdu, right?
I hate that.
Dahi ke kebab, dahi ke shole, cheese ke shole, fish momo, mutton momo, chicken momo, paneer momo, veg momo, food. There's going to be a lot of food. And by the end of this conversation, if you feel hungry or feel like grabbing the bite of your favorite food, please blame us. With us is Huma Qureshi. Can we have a cheer for her? Yay! Huma Qureshi, aka Tarla, very warm welcome to NDTV.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having
So
me.
good to see you playing Tarla Dalal. And we are here at Saleem's. She has a very deep connection.
It's my family.
Exactly.
This is home.
Exactly.
Actually, I should be saying welcome to you. Welcome to
Exactly.
my home.
We are her guests here, and it's not the other way around. But you know, Saleem's is known for their non-veg food, for kebabs, for nihari. And when you were told that you'll be playing a woman who's known for her vegetarian dishes, what was the reaction like?
Honestly, it was gratitude because I think it's such a great part, and I feel she's such an OG entrepreneur, OG female.
OG
role
influencer.
model, OG food influencer. Like today in the world of YouTube influencers and bloggers and everything, she was the first one. Back in the day when no one really knew. And also like disbelief, because I'm just like me loving vegetarian food and saying like ew chicken and ew mutton. So my joke is I'm like, if you have any doubt if I'm a good actor, was watch this film. So how much conviction I had to like you know, get to look at a plate of chicken and say like ew, and look at a plate of batata masala and be like yummy.
And, since you said in the opening that we are your guest, I'm a little hungry, I must say. Can we have a batata masalam?
You can have batata masalam, but have you, and you've never tried it before, right? So I'm going to call for it right now.
Yeah.
But do you mind if I have some kebabs while you have the batata masalam?
I absolutely don't mind.
Lovely.
I think let's call for it, but meanwhile we'll also keep our chat going.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with food?
I think food
Other
is
than, of course,
Saleem's.
Saleem's.
No, I think food is such a unifying factor. The fact that like I feel in a country like India where every 2 kilometers the language, everything changes. I feel like we are so blessed to have a multitude of cuisines and cooking styles. There is
We've
your
got
batata
some food.
masalam. Yeah, आ जाइए.
Batata masalam hai? Yes. Oh, lovely.
आप पहले उनको दीजिए, वो मेहमान हैं हमारे.
अरे शुक्रिया.
हाँ.
Please
क्या
continue.
बात है, शुक्रिया started as soon as you've come here ना, शुक्रिया.
जी, मैं अभी नौश फरमाऊंगा.
But why do you have to do this?
Because there's adab in Urdu, right? So मैं नौश फरमाऊंगा. Mashallah, कमाल है. I think that's enough of Urdu.
I think you should just draw the line there while you're still on top. I think beyond that you'll really get puffed out. No, but that's the best part about a country like India where we're spoiled for choice, right? And I feel like the fact that I always believe when you invite someone to your house and you share your food with them, which is what we're doing right now, you get to know them so intimately, and the relationship that you form is so much more special. Like, you know, with your friends, when you share your tiffin at school, वो दोस्ती और बढ़ जाती है. And I think that's the thing about food, and I feel food has this amazing ability to bring communities together, people together. Yeah.
Oh, there's more.
So there's more. Of course, there's more. Should we just move
The
on?
breads.
Yeah.
Which is your favorite dish to order at Saleem's?
Yeah, honestly, I love the Sikh kebabs. I'm a mutton eater, so I love the Sikh kebabs over here, which I'm going to call for. I mean, you can just admire it from afar.
Of course.
But try the batata masalam. It's a recipe that my brother actually, you know, he sort of
introduced.
He looked it up. He researched on the recipes, and I think it's quite fun.
Oh, lovely. But as they say that, you know,
that's the khamiri roti, huh?
Yeah,
it's a very like thing.
For non-vegetarian things, of course. Now, you know, as they say in Hindi, halwai apni mithai kabhi nahi khata. How often?
Gosh kha sakta hai
But was there ever a phase that you were like, okay, I'm done with Saleem's food. I mean, I'm having it so often. No, please note my dad is listening to this.
Yeah,
so
my dad is right there listening to it, but I'm gonna still say it. So when I was a little girl, my friends were so jealous of me. It's quite good, huh? My friends were so jealous of me because every day you can eat like amazing food like butter naan and like kebabs and a nihari and everything. So after a point, I remember once my mom had gone to my nana's house and I was here alone with dad. And I would come into the restaurant and I would order like dosa and I would eat dosa. So all the customers would just look at me, seeing this little girl is eating dosa.
It's offensive. If I was your dad, I would have been offended.
He was a little bit, he's like, it's okay. But it was like a palate cleanse. But I do love South Indian food a lot as well. I think South Indian food is amazing. They have these amazing like, there it is.
Kebabs.
That is what my family is known for.
Exactly.
I think I call myself kebab world too. Would that be too vain?
No. Please go ahead. I mean, we're talking about Saleem's and we are in the OG outlet, which is the Kailash Colony one. So, of course, I mean, I think any title would be it would be smaller for this. But while you were shooting, were you eating a lot, or were you still following your diet?
I mean, the good part is so I got into the shooting for Tarla just after I had finished shooting for a film called Double XL, the film also I produced, and so I was anyone on the heavier side. So Piyush and I decided that what we were going to do is shoot the older portions first.
Okay.
And as I lost the weight and came to the end of the film, we would shoot the younger portions. So actually the last week is when I'm playing my 20s and I had lost a considerable amount of weight. So actually when you see the film, you'll actually notice the graph of like me changing from someone in her 20s to her 50s, which I thought was kind of cool. So in fact, when I was shooting Tarla as a food film, I was actually on a diet, which is quite sad. And Saleem, who's playing my husband, Tarla Dalal, in the film, he was having a gala time because he didn't have to do anything. So he was eating happily away. And I was just like, I hate that.
Did you also happen to meet her family?
I did actually.
And she's, like fun fact, she's also wearing one of her sarees also in one of the scenes.
Yeah.
That's also
in fact, I'm wearing Tarlaji's, oh it's yum. In fact, I'm wearing Tarlaji sari in the light blue sari, which is also in the trailer scene.
Okay.
When Tarla Dalal comes to see her for the first time, that's actually Tarlaji sari.
Wow.
And that is the day actually her family came, her sons and daughter Renuji, and they were like, oh my god, you're playing a mum, and I was just a bit like, she's so much older than me, and like they have like kids as well. So I also met Tarlaji's grandkids, and I was just like, thank you ma'am for allowing me and giving me the honor of playing your mum, because I know how like incredibly like special that is. Like you have to play someone's mother, and you also have to play someone with such a massive legacy behind her, right? And she gave me the best compliment. She said, you know, you really imbibed the essence of my mother, and I literally had gooseflesh when I heard that, because that for me was the ultimate compliment.
And of course, when we talk about playing her character, you can't miss Gujarati. What did you do for that?
I was scared.
You had an accent trainer?
Oh, you did? I was very scared because, see, I'm a Muslim girl, but I grew up my whole life in a Punjabi neighborhood. So my soul is Punjabi. I talk like a Punjabi. I behave like a Punjabi. And because I'm from Delhi, I think any accent from the north, Rajasthani, Haryanvi, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, I can do that pretty easily. But जैसे ही थोड़ा नीचे जाते हो, Arabic के नीचे, I get a bit like I have to work harder for it. Thankfully, I had Hetal, who helped me with my accent training, and you know, and also why she was such a massive like asset to this film is she didn't just do like a blanket Gujarati accent with me, because that can sometimes also get caricaturish. Sometimes when non-Gujarati speaking actors try and do Gujarati, it becomes very hammy.
Yeah, how I was doing Nosh Farmaiye. Yeah. I get it.
And as cute as that is, we didn't want to go down that path.
True,
we wanted it to be authentic. The idea is to give somebody respect, right? Not to mimic them.
Sure.
So what she figured also, which I thought was very interesting, that Tarla ji was a Gujarati, but she lived amongst Marathis. So the way she spoke a Gujarati was very Marathi-esque.
It was fused.
And I thought that was so incredible, right? Because that's how all of us are, right? It depends on where we are raised, is how we end up speaking. So Hetal ne we studied all the interviews, all the shows, and we made like a glossary of terms for how she pronounced certain words.
Can you teach us like one Gujarati slang or word?
No, it's not like that. Like I said,
anything interesting that you found?
Like kaipan, she would say kaipan, or like lots of like things like dafor. Or like she uses her hands a lot. Like our mothers tend to use her hands a lot when they're talking, right? So मैंने ये डाला, फिर ये किया. And with mothers क्या होता है? उनका दिमाग कहीं चल रहा होता है. वो instructions किसी को दे रही होती है और खाना कुछ और बना रही है. It's very like there's a lot of that nervous energy, right?
Right.
Because women are constantly multitasking. So I wanted to get that in my performance. Like how do I multitask?
And kaipan is what's up?
Huh?
Kaipan is?
क्या बोल रहे kaipan like that, like you know, it's like a slangy thing. Kaipan abhi.
And dafor is of course.
Dafor is.
Last question before we wrap this conversation. It's on OTT. One advantage and disadvantage of an OTT release.
I think what happens today is that people just come back home and they watch it at the first go. Like I know I come back home and there's a new show or a film releasing.
So more eyeballs, advantage. Any downside you see?
Not really. I don't think so. I feel like different films, as long as people consume it, as long as people watch it, I think that's the most important thing. Of course, there's certain things that are mounted on a much larger budget, or they have like a much...
I just want to give them a closer look of what Huma is eating.
Clearly, you're not interested in my answer.
No, I am.
I think Saleem's aake your iman is dagmagaud.
A bit.
Should I just have a bite of that Sikh kebab?
When the camera stops rolling, of course. Let's try that. But please finish this as we
So no, some films are meant for like a wider audience and meant to be seen on the big screen. But I think we were always clear that we wanted it to be like an OTT film, and we are very happy that, you know, I mean, our producer, Nitish sir, Ashwini ma'am, RSVP, Ronnie, Z, they've all come on board, and I feel so incredibly like grateful that these amazing people have come together to put forth the story forward. And I think it's found its best home with Z.
Right, and you've seen how scrumptious meal we are having, so it'll be not fair to keep this chat going. I think we need some off time.
I think so.
With that, we've come to an end of this chat. We'll go back to relishing our dishes at Saleem's. This is Arun Singh signing off for NDTV.